So today I want to talk about an app that is called ReBokeh. I think that's how you say it. I'm not 100% sure. But it's a low vision aid, and it's a magnifier app kind of a thing. You can kind of do your typical like zoom up like this to zoom in and just really like zoom in. Okay. That's across the table from me. You can see how far away that is. And actually it uses the cameras on your phone. So I zoomed out and that's using the wide angle lens. But let's say you're trying to read something up close. So I have this bottle of lotion right here. And you want to be able to read it so you can zoom in, you can read the things. There are some cool features, so I'll just go through a few of the features. One of the features is the flashlight. So you can just tap that and then you can come like this and turn it on. You don't need to have a lot, or you can turn it on full strength. So depending on what your need is, that's really helpful because sometimes you just need a little bit of light. And that sometimes helps the magnifier, the camera, to grab the text a little bit clearer. Sometimes it needs more light. You can come down here to this app here. I mean, this toggle. This is your invert toggle. If you are like me and you like to see white text on black background, or, light on dark, this is a very helpful feature. Okay. This next one down, if there's other colors that are particularly helpful for you to be able to see things better, if there's certain color tones that are easier for you to see, and then you can adjust how saturated that color tone is. So that's kind of helpful for some people. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it's a little hard to actually grab the toggle that you're trying to grab. So that can be a little frustrating. But I think you would get kind of used to it. So this next one down is particularly helpful. So let's say we have this flashlight off. Okay. You can use it with the flashlight on. Okay. So, but this is brightness. So let's say you don't necessarily want the flashlight any brighter, but you just want to brighten up your phone screen so you can see it a little bit better. Also, sometimes with the flashlight off, you just need the screen to be a little bit lighter to see something. So you can do that way. What's nice is you can use multiple settings at a time, and that's also very helpful. This last little one down here that's going to be your contrast, especially when you have the inverted mode. Sometimes that really helps, but even when you're not, it's helpful sometimes to just mess with the contrast to bring that a little bit sharper contrast to make it pop out of whatever you're reading. So that's kind of helpful. Something else that is really nice, trying to hold your phone steady can be very difficult. Especially let's say I'm reading the back side of this lotion bottle. Okay, and there's this little paragraph here. One thing, first of all, that's kind of nice is you can actually do this like this. You can do it landscape mode, and that's also very helpful. So you can be trying to read that, and sometimes it's a little hard, especially the more you have to zoom, the harder it is to be able to actually hold it steady. So this pause button down here, if you hit that, it now holds that image for you, and then you can zoom in and read. Obviously, this was not clear when I first did it, but that's just because the angle, and I'm trying to focus on making sure it's on camera. So, but then you can, once you're done reading, and you can just tap the screen to make all that stuff go away so you can see. Then when you're done reading, you just push play, and it just goes back to the magnification mode that you were in. So, let's say you do this. Now it's a little bit clearer. So it's a little bit easier to see. What's helpful about that is my camera roll gets very full of pictures that I have taken because I couldn't read something, so I took a picture of it. And then it just sits in my camera roll taking up space. This is not going to save those pictures to your camera roll. If you find that you have certain maybe color preferences, contrast preferences, if you have documents that you use the same, you're reading this document every week, and you have certain presets, certain filters that work, you can have them saved here so that you can quickly get to them and you don't have to go through and adjust each thing. So that's really helpful. I'm doing this on an Apple phone. I do not know if it's available on Android. I don't know. This right here, this camera right up here, will actually switch your camera to the front-facing camera. So if you need to do something on your face, like if you need to put makeup on, if you need to, whatever, you're trying to figure out what's going on your face, you can use that. I also wanted to go ahead and just talk a little bit about the magnifier app on the iPhone, because it's a native app to the iPhone. So it's also free, and you can do some very similar things. So you can zoom in by moving your finger up and down. You can use this little slider bar. You can also go sideways, but that's just more of holding your phone. The controls don't slide over, so I don't know if that's extremely helpful or not. You could though. But then you can select what things you want down here. So I have things like the flashlight. So it's the same kind of thing. You have to push and hold though to bring that toggle up if you want to adjust your level of brightness or your level of flashlight. You can go ahead and take a picture using this camera thing. And in this one, you can kind of pick which camera you want. If you want the zoom lens, if you want the front facing camera, so you can do that. If you hit this over here, this lets you decide if you want to if you want to just take one picture or you want to take multiple pictures. Again, it does not save it to the camera roll either, and that's helpful. It can also be really helpful for if you're needing to take, like for instance, sometimes if I'm at a restaurant, I need to take multiple pictures because I need to see multiple pages of the menu. So this would give me the ability to take multiple pictures, but then also not have them in my camera roll because it doesn't save it to the camera roll. But then I can zoom in, I can look at the menu, I can do what I need to do. So this again, you can come down here and you can just adjust. These are all the things that you can either add or take away from that little home screen. And so that's really helpful if you want to adjust the things that are down there and customize that a little bit. So those are pretty helpful tools, and you can use multiple at the same time. So that's also very helpful. So once you're in here and you hit shortcuts, okay, so you hit shortcuts, and then you can just hit this, it pops it up there, and then you tap on it and it lets you pick what thing you want it to do, which is really cool because you can use this for pretty much any app that's not already a preset app, because right here you have open app. So you can then pick from all of your apps. I mean, I'm pretty sure this includes all of your apps. And so I was able to select that app while in there. So then now it has shown up on my my lock screen. So now all I have to do is just tap on it and it takes it in there. So I can access that app from my lock screen. I could do the same thing to put magnifier on here as well if I want to, or I can even put magnifier down here if I want to. So I have some options for magnifier. Like I said, I can access magnifier by triple clicking my home button and there's my magnifier. So it kind of depends on what you want to do. You can make that easier by also including that into your lock screen, but that's really helpful to know that you can make that really accessible. So hopefully this was helpful for you to have some more resources for you, and thanks for watching.